Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I will just wait a few seconds for everyone to join me live before I get started. So I'll just let this play for a little bit until everybody's here. Okay. So for those who don't know me, I'm Courtney, and I am here to guide you all through another Facebook Live workout. We are in week 3 of our Flexibility February, and I'm super excited for today's session as always. I'll let everybody have a second to join me, and for those who are starting to join, hello. We are doing the recharge workout today, so if you had a chance to look at the program, that is the one that we'll be doing, so I'm really excited. Again, another flexibility workout, which I love. And yeah, I hope you're all so far enjoying our Flexibility February. I hope you're all seeing improvements in your flexibility. I know I'm seeing huge improvements in mine just from being here with you all. So I'm really excited for today's session. It looks like it's going to be the perfect circuit of stretching if you've been sitting all day, which I have been. So I'm really excited to just stretch out the muscles and be on here with you all. So for those of you joining, just take a second, find some space, whether it be in your room or in your kitchen, wherever you have room. And I definitely recommend, as always, having like a yoga mat or some sort of carpet, just so that you have a softer surface to do these stretches on with me. And yeah, in the meantime, just find yourself some space, maybe have some water. I have my water as usual. We will be having some water breaks as well. And yeah, I hope everybody's enjoying their day. It's been pretty gloomy here. It's been pouring rain all day, so I haven't really had a chance to get outside much. But hopefully where you guys are, it's not raining or you're able to still enjoy it. I like being in the rain, but definitely not my ideal weather forecast, that's for sure. So we'll get started in a couple minutes. I'll just give everybody else a chance to join. Just like all the other weeks, I will be saying and I will type in the chat the code for this week. So at the very end of our session today, I will let you all know what the code is so you guys can all earn some points for your workout today. And yeah, we'll start in about 1 minute. So just take your time, get yourself ready. I'm going to just change my camera angle and get set up for today. So that should be good. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty good. So, the first stretch we're going to do is a hamstring stretch. So, if you are able to, you're going to have your legs kind of as far as you can go. I am not very flexible, so this is as far as I can go, but you're going to spread your legs as far as you can, and you're going to keep them straight. And I'm going to start on my right side here. And what you're going to do is you're going to reach for your right toe. So you can see me here. If you need to bend that other leg, that's okay. And having a slight bend in the knees is okay as well. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be feeling that in our hamstring. And we're going to hold this for 30 seconds each side. So we're going to start with our hamstring stretch, gliding our hands down our legs towards the floor. Again, just go as low as you can. If you need to have a slight bend in the knees, that's okay. My knees are slightly bent just because my hamstrings are really tight. And you'll feel this nice stretch in the back of your leg. So we're about halfway there. Again, just go as far as you can. Do not push yourself too far. You just want to feel a nice stretch. So we're holding here for about 3 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Now we'll come back up to the start and we'll switch to the other side. So again, just running those hands down the leg, reaching for the floor. Only go as far as you can. So I'm at about my shin right now, which is okay. My knee is slightly bent. And we're just going to hold this again for 30 seconds. And you'll feel a nice stretch in that hamstring, which is that muscle in the back of your leg. When you're stretching, it's really important to focus on deep breathing, so really breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Holding here for another 10 seconds. See if there's any way you can go a bit lower 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we'll raise back up. So that was our hamstring stretch for today. Next, we are going to do our shoulder stretch. So we'll just be standing, or you can do this seated as well. So if you are wanting to sit down, you can do this seated, but I'll just demonstrate it standing. What we're going to do is we're just going to cross one arm over the body. So I'm straightening my left arm, I'm pulling it across my body, and then I'm hooking my right arm up to bring it closer. And we're going to hold this for 30 seconds. So in doing this, you'll feel a nice stretch in your shoulder muscle. I'm doing my left arm right now, so I'm feeling a nice stretch in my left shoulder. This is like one of my favorite upper body stretches to do. I find that I do this one probably the most. It's super easy too, because you can do this sitting, you can do it standing, so you can do this at like your desk if needed. So holding here for about 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. So shake it out. You might want to shake that arm out. Then we will straighten the other side. So I'm doing my right arm, pulling it across my body, and I'm using this other arm to anchor it. And we're holding this for 30 seconds. So to feel more of a stretch, you just pull more on your arm. And again, you'll feel a nice stretch on the outside of your shoulder. And you want to make sure your arm is straight the whole time. I like to make a fist with my hand, but your hand can be in any kind of position that you'd like. We have about 10 more seconds here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So again, let's shake it all out. I always find that my arms feel kind of stiff after that, so just get a nice little shake. And then we'll move on to our third exercise. Our third exercise is called the side bend. So here you're going to stand with your feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. So you can see I'm kind of making an A. And what we're going to do is we're going to have one hand, so my right hand is on the side of my hip, or on the side of my leg, and my left hand is coming overhead. And what I'm doing is I'm bending. So as I'm bending, this right arm is sliding down my leg, and this left arm is coming over top like this. And we're going to hold this for 30 seconds. So again, I'm starting here. My right hand is on my leg, left arm is coming up, and we're bending, kind of making a C. And we're going to hold this for 30 seconds. So you're going to feel a nice stretch along your side here. So if you're doing your left arm like I am, you'll feel a stretch on the left side of your stomach. And we're about halfway through holding this. To make this harder, you can slide down even more. So again, just going until where you feel the stretch, and we're holding. So you have about 5 seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. So now we'll come back up. We'll bring that left hand to our left leg, raise that right arm up, and we're bending again. So as we're bending, that left arm is sliding down the leg, the right arm is coming up, and we're holding this for 30 seconds total. So again, you really just want to go until you feel that stretch. You don't want to go too far so that you're in pain. You just want to feel a nice pull on the side of your stomach here. So we'll hold this for about 10 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. So we'll come back to start. Again, shake it out if you need to shake it out. And as you guys take a 30-second break, I'm just going to explain the next one. So the next one is called our frog stretch. So here we're going to have our knee on our knees, and we're going to have our knees kind of spread apart. So I'll face you all so you can see here. My knees are spread apart like this. So again, you're just going as far as you can. The further you spread your legs apart, the more of a stretch you'll get. And with your legs apart, you're just going to come onto your forearms here. So you can see me, I'm on my forearms, I'm on my knees, and we're going to hold this stretch for 30 seconds. So you'll feel a nice stretch on the inside of your leg doing this. And to make this harder, you can just make your knees wider or further apart. But again, you just want to go until you feel that stretch. You don't want to put yourself in pain or anything like that. So we're about halfway through holding this. To make this harder, you can also sit back into your frog stretch, so you can push your butt a little further back towards your heels. But again, only if you're not feeling the stretch. So about 5 seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Great job. So now we'll take a 1-minute rest. If you have any questions, this is your chance to just ask in the chat and I will check to see if there's any questions about our exercises. And we will do one more round. I see that people are asking about the password. Yeah, so I will post or say the passcode after this next round for this week. So after we're done our session today, I will say the passcode. But yeah, in the meantime, if you have questions, now's your chance to put them in the chat. If not, just have a nice sip of water and we will go through one more round of our stretching together. And then I'll release the passcode, because I'm sure that's what everybody wants to hear too. Okay, so we're going to do one more round of our stretches, starting with our hamstring stretch. So remember, your legs are as far apart as you can get them. I'm going to start with my right side, and I'm reaching for the floor, and we're holding this for 30 seconds. So again, you're only reaching to as far as you can go, and having a slight bend in the knee is okay. So we're just going to hold it here. And since this is our last round, try to see if you can push yourself a little further. I've noticed for sure that I'm a lot closer to the ground this week than I was in the first week, and I hope you all are too. So you have about 5 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. So we'll come back to the start, and we'll switch sides. So again, bring your hands as close to the floor as possible, and you'll feel a nice stretch in that hamstring. I feel much more of a stretch in the side that I'm leaning towards. And again, to make this stretch harder, just reach closer to the floor. Maybe about 10 more seconds here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we'll rise back up. You can bring your legs back to normal, shoulder width apart, and we will get set up for our second exercise, which is the shoulder stretch. So here we're straightening one arm, bringing it across the body, and hooking it with the other arm and pushing it towards us. And we're just holding this again for 30 seconds. And you know you can make this stretch harder by just pulling the arm closer to the body. We've got 10 more seconds here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we'll shake it out, and then we'll start the next side. So again, we're straightening the other arm, bringing it across, and hooking it with the other arm. And we're holding for 30 seconds, feeling a nice stretch in our shoulder. So again, just focusing on your breathing as well as your stretching, so having deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. I always find stretching to be super relaxing because you can focus on your breath while also, relieving any pain or tension in your muscles. So this is a great Thursday afternoon session, especially on a rainy day. So 5 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. So we'll shake it out again. Just shake those arms out, and then we'll get into our third stretch, which was the side bend. So remember here, legs coming a little bit wider than hip width apart. I'm going to start with my right hand on my leg, left hand is coming up, and we're bending. And here we're holding this for 30 seconds. And we're feeling a nice stretch on this side here. So this is where I feel my stretch. And to make it harder, just come down lower. Again, this one too, you really want to focus on your breathing, especially since you're stretching the muscles that are around where we breathe from. So, just want to really make sure you're breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. So we have about 10 more seconds here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and back to start. So now that arm, I'm going to put my left arm against my left leg, reach my other arm up, and bending the other way. Feeling a stretch on the other side now. And we're holding this for 30 seconds. So just like the other stretches, since this is our last one, let's see if we can push ourselves and get a little bit lower. We're about halfway there. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll come back to start again. Shake it out if you need to. The next exercise we're doing from the ground, and that is our frog stretch. So this one I'll do maybe facing the side. So again, our knees are as far apart as we can, and we're coming down onto our forearms like this, feeling a nice stretch along the inside of our thigh. And we're holding this again for 30 seconds. So to make this one harder, just have your knees further apart, or you can sit back more. So if you sit back more into your frog stretch, so by bringing the butt closer to the ground, you'll also feel more of a stretch. So kind of just go to the point where you feel that stretch and you don't want to go past this point. So you have about 10 seconds left here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job! And that is all for today. So those were all the exercises. If you feel like watching them again or doing them another time, this video will be posted to the Facebook account. And our passcode for today is the word recharge. So I will put that into the chat as well. So the code is recharge. Okay, and that should be put in the chat now for all of you to see. And that is all for today. So thank you so much for joining me. Our last flexibility session is next week. Super excited to be finishing up, and I hope you all have an amazing weekend and a happy Family Day weekend as well. And yeah, I'll see you all next week. Bye, everybody.